Following the steps of the previous video, you will now be able to access the web pages. Since you're logged into the proxy server, your web browser will work, but you will still face problems when trying to access or use the web through your terminal. What I want to show you is, if I, let's say, just as an example, if I want to clone a Git repository, which has to be done through a terminal, I can run this command called git clone and the repository link that I want to copy. So as you can see, it is not able to do it. It will get stuck at this step, cloning, and then nothing happens. It's because the terminal is now not able to access the web. It needs to know that it has to use proxy settings to access the web. But the way we do that is, let's cancel this first. Let's go to settings. Here, see, in the network, you see network proxy is off by default. So what you need to do is, you can switch it to manual and then type these proxy URL, which I have already done. You can type it by yourself, depending upon the institution you're at. For IEEE, we have these URLs, and the port is 3128. So make sure you also write the port correctly. Now once I've switched the network proxy to manual, I should now be able to run this command. Let's try this in a new terminal. So git clone, and let's see if it works. So it did work. It was able to get the repository from GitHub, and it copied it to my computer. So flow visualization has been copied from GitHub to here. So now the terminal knows that you need to use the internet via you need to use the web via proxy, but there are certain commands which do not know that yet. One of those commands is one of those softwares is apt. Well, apt is basically a package manager which uses which installs updates and updates on your computer. So the terminal now knows that you have to use proxy to access the web, but there are again certain commands which won't work. One of them is, for example, apt update. So you have to run. Apt is a package manager which installs softwares on your system. So it has to use the internet, right? How will it get the softwares from? So when you run sudo apt update, you see that it is not working. So git was working, but this does not work. The reason for that is apt needs to be told separately that it has to use proxy settings. It doesn't simply take it from the system. So let's cancel it. In order to do that, you need to modify a file. The file lies at, so the file lies here. It's in, let's change directory to etc apt config d, right? So here we need to create a file with sudo permissions because we are in the root folder. Let's open up an editor and name the file 01 proxy. So we need to create a file in the configuration directory of apt and add this line. Require, then let me just see what that line is. Yeah, it's http proxy right. Now it should work. Let's run sudo apt update again. Sudo apt update. Well, it doesn't seem to be working, so again let's try it in a new terminal. I guess it'll have to reload the settings. So now you can see that it does work. So we are able to resolve internet connectivity issues and also web connectivity issues while logged into the private network of your institute.